In this video I'm going to be updating the previous faster strategy guide I made by not only showing you how to defeat Uber Klaus without Void Sheath, but also showing a new faster variation. So without any further ado, let's just get straight into it. For this strategy I would actually recommend using the Pack-a-Punch GS45 pistols, but you don't have to start the game with them, you can just buy them off the wall in the spawn area, and if you want to see my attachments, here they are right here. For the field upgrade I'd recommend using the energy mine. This is going to be part of the new faster variation of this strategy. And for the lethal and tactical grenade I'd recommend the shock charge and the Semtex. As for the augments, you no longer need turtle shell for this strategy, therefore you can run probiotic or reactive armor, whichever one you prefer, and then for the minor augment I'd recommend hardened plates. On Vulturade you can run picky eater. This is going to help you fill up your shock charges in between rounds. On stamina up I'd recommend the free faller major augment. And then finally on energy mine I'd recommend the turret major augment and extra charge minor augment. As for the weapons that you're going to want for this strategy, I'd recommend the Pack-a-Punch GS45 pistols and get yourself the wonder weapon and upgrade it to the green variant. And then just in case you didn't see my previous video talking about this strategy, this is going to take place at the top of the quantum computing elevator, and in order to get the one spawn to work you have to hug this elevator the whole time. It doesn't matter whereabouts you're hugging it, whether it's on the left side, the middle or the right. As long as you're up against the elevator, all the zombies will spawn from this window from the right hand side. When it comes to this door right beside the elevator, it doesn't matter if it's opened or closed, it'll still work as a one spawn as long as you're in front of this elevator. Alright, so moving on to the strategy now, this new variation basically just involves spawn killing the zombies over and over again with the wonder weapon. You need the energy turrets down to deal with the parasites, otherwise they will overwhelm you. Also they'll help deal with the odd straggler that makes it past the wonder weapon and the odd Doppleghast too. From what I've found, there are two spots where you can consistently shoot the wonder weapon and spawn kill all of the zombies without them breaking out. The first of which is behind the bush in front of us. There is a plant, and if you look in between the plant and the tree, you can see the very top of the barrier where the zombies are jumping out from. If you shoot the top of this barrier in between the plant and the tree, it seems to do pretty well at spawn trapping the zombies. It is pretty hard to make out during the video, but once you get in the game by yourself you will know what I mean. The other spot where I shoot is kinda in the middle of the bush. If you have the depth perception perk, you'll be able to see where the zombies are climbing over the barrier. If you just shoot that exact spot where the zombies are climbing over it, that is the second spot I'm going to show you in this next round right here. So there's not that much left to say about this strategy as it is pretty self-explanatory. But one more thing I need to say is because you're killing the zombies so far away, when the zombies are dropping the armor plates, you're not going to be able to pick them up because you want to keep killing at this one spawn area. Therefore, when it comes to replenishing your armor, what I'd actually recommend doing is buying it off the wall, and exclusively buying it off the wall at that. Maybe at the end of the rounds you can pick up a couple of plates, and then at the start of the next round when you get hit you can put a few plates on manually. But the majority of the time when you're doing this strategy, you're going to have no plates. So now I'm going to run you through a quick armor rebuy run. So all you want to do when you realise that you're getting low on plates, let's pretend I've got no spare plates right now, just come over this hole in the floor, drop down. It's going to drop you right in front of the armor wall buy in the spawn area. When you get down here you want to wait for the respawners to come in. This is just going to help despawn all of the zombies up top. That way when you get back to the strategy you're not going to have zombies coming from other locations too. So it is quite important when you get down there, just kill an extra 2 or 3 seconds, make sure all the zombies up top have despawned, and then head back up the elevator and get back to the strategy. Also a little tip to help speed up this process, if you go in your settings and you type in parachute, you'll find a setting called parachute automatic behaviour. If you turn this off, whenever you drop from a height it won't automatically pull your parachute, and it's just going to save a few extra seconds. But when you do this, make sure you have that free faller major augment on stamina. And now moving on to how to deal with the Uber Chad. When he spawns in he will get stunned by the wonder weapon, so you'll hang around for a few seconds. Once he finishes getting stunned by the wonder weapon and comes around the corner, throw a shock charge down, this will stun him. When he's stunned, pull out the death machine, defeat his first phase, and then in between phases you can get another shot of the wonder weapon off at the horde that's stunned by your shock charge. After that, pull out the death machine again and finish his second phase. I will show another instance of killing the boss on a different round. Also, in between the phases where I shoot the wonder weapon shot, I will also sometimes throw another shock stick as well. This just helps maintain the control of the one spawn. It makes it easier to keep the control without having to drop back down to spawn and reset the spawns and then keep going through the round that way. But there is a chance that if you do get 2 Klauses on one round, that you'll only have 1 shock stick left, so use that first shock stick to kill the second Klaus. And then you're probably going to have to reset the spawns in order to kill his phase 2 on the second Klaus. And then finally, the last part of the video is going to be how to deal with the max ammo round. So for the very early rounds, I'd say 1 to 70ish, you can just do these rounds at the 1 spawn, just by spamming the wonder weapon as you would on a regular round. But once you start getting to the later rounds, it is actually going to be a lot faster to drop down the elevator, head towards the teleporter that takes you to the director's office, and then as soon as you leave the teleporter, make a right, run towards this barrier, and all the Klaus are going to spawn from this one barrier too. You're going to be able to spawn trap these Klaus like crazy with the Mustang and Sallies, and the round's going to end in literally a few seconds, when opposed to being in the 1 spawn, it would probably take about 30 plus seconds. So you're saving 20 seconds there. You're not missing out on any time in between rounds, because after round 55, even with Rampage and Juicer, the rounds are going to take about 15 seconds to change in between them anyways. And that's going to be it from me. So if this video helped you out, be sure to leave a like. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.